If it's about love, if it's about justice, waking justice.
Hey, what's up everybody? This is Austin Haynes with the Waking Justice Project, and this is your daily wake-up call. Here's what the Corporatocracy is up to today, December 11th, 2019. You can visit our website at wakingjustice.org for more details. Here are the headlines. It's Whistleblower Wednesday today, where each Wednesday we focus on whistleblowers, the brave activists who work to expose the corporate takeover of our democracy. Some of the most important patriots in U.S. history were whistleblowers. In fact, the U.S. was practically founded by whistleblowers. For a brief history about whistleblower activism, you can check out the first edition of Whistleblower Wednesday in our October 2nd podcast. Today, we profile the Duma Project, which is an epic whistleblower event that's now unfolding, even as we present this report. What's unique about this event is that it blows wide open the ongoing tactic of lies by omission by the U.S. corporate media. When corporate news outlets like Fox News and CNN act in unison and suppress information that would reveal the ongoing fuckery by the U.S. corporatocracy, that's what we mean by lies by omission. It's how big media helps the corporatocracy maintain a facade of normalcy, even as it steals our democracy with structural racism, for-profit prisons, and a disease-for-profit food system that keeps us sick and profitable. Those are all systems of social control that keep us distracted and divided against each other. And we'll get back to those in a moment, but first, we'll lay down the groundwork on the Duma hoax, the whistleblower event that's now underway. Here's what you need to know. Duma is a city in the oil-rich country of Syria in the Middle East. And as we explained in our daily wake-up call on October 17th, the CIA has been trying to destabilize Syria to steal its oil for the U.S. corporatocracy. As we explained, the CIA recruited terrorists from ISIS to wage violent attacks on Syrian cities to make it look like a civil war was breaking out there. It's the same basic regime change strategy that the CIA just used in Bolivia to overthrow their democratically elected president, Evo Morales. And like the CIA's failed attempt to overthrow Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro earlier this year. The CIA's coup in Syria has been failing too. And to try and resuscitate the coup, a CIA front group called the White Helmets staged a fake poison gas attack in the city of Duma and blamed it on the Syrian government. That was back in April of 2018, and corporate news outlets like CNN and Fox News pushed President Trump to retaliate. A week later, the US, France, and UK launched a series of air bombings against multiple government sites in Syria. But indie journos across the spectrum slammed those air bombings. They cited the mounting evidence that the poison gas attacks had been faked. So a supposed international watchdog group called the Organization for Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, or OPCW, was assigned to study the evidence of the alleged gas attack in Duma. And when the OPCW report finally came out, it tried to prop up fake evidence of a poison gas attack, and indie observers immediately knew that that report was a fake too. In fact, multiple whistleblowers have now come forward, stating that the final OPCW report was, quote, written by senior managers with assertions that contradicted their findings. These whistleblowers were respected scientists, and these are huge revelations, but the mainstream corporate media is actively suppressing this information. There's been effectively zero coverage by big media of the whistleblowers' allegations. In fact, a Newsweek reporter named Tariq Haddad just resigned under protest last week because Newsweek pulled his story on the OPCW scandal. Haddad says, "My attempts to publish newsworthy revelations about OPCW leaks were refused for no valid reason." And quote, "I have collected evidence of how Newsweek suppressed the story in addition to evidence from another case where info inconvenient to the US government was removed, though it was factually correct." So the suppression of truth about key issues combined with a campaign of disinformation about those issues is the dual tactic of deceit by big media. And further, the disinformation campaigns are often compounding. One big lie builds into another. It's like the fake Russiagate conspiracy that was spun by big media to cast blame on Russia for, quote, meddling in the 2016 election. But as most folks now know, Russiagate was just intended to distract from what really happened in 2016. It's now well documented that the corporate-controlled DNC rigged the 2016 primary against Bernie Sanders to help Hillary win it. And at the same time, the corporate media propped up Donald Trump as the frontrunner of the Republican Party. Remember, the leaked DNC emails by WikiLeaks revealed that the Hillary campaign desperately wanted to run against Trump. It was because they thought Trump would be the easiest for Hillary to defeat, and we all know how that turned out. So it was actually the Democrats and the corporate media that, quote, meddled in the election. But the mainstream media didn't cover it up. They covered it up with lies by omission. And then they redirected our attention with a campaign of disinformation that we now know as Russiagate. Both Russiagate and now the OPCW scandal reveal the vast global reach of the US-led corporatocracy's propaganda machine. What other key issues can you think of that the corporatocracy covers up ongoing by its lies of omission? How about the fact that the US now imprisons more of its own people than any other nation? And that the vast majority by far are black and brown Americans who have not even been convicted of a crime? Or how about the fact that the wealth inequality in the US is now higher than any other nation at any time in history? Or that the average American now has a near zero statistically non-significant impact on US policy. But when US corporate elites want to stop a new policy, there's a 100% chance they'll get their way. Or how about the fact that 18 of the top 20 big pharma products are medicines that treat diseases associated with animal-based foods, and that our meat and dairy habits are a leading cause of climate change and the mass extinction of species now underway? That last one, about animal-based foods, calls into question our own confirmation bias. The mental defect where people tend to dismiss evidence that conflicts with their own comfort. It's a good example of how we all practice our own self-deceit with our own lies by omission. And it points to a deeper evolution that's most urgently needed among our species. Not simply how we humans are so easily deceived by the corporate propaganda machine. Definitely that, but also how we humans so easily deceive ourselves. It seems this inherent faculty of stubborn self-deceit is the root cause of our vulnerability to mass propaganda techniques. We're not meaning to be preachy here, y'all. We certainly don't have all the answers to that great dilemma. We're just pointing out facts as we encounter them. And that's a good place to leave it for today. If you have any other thoughts on it, please let us know what you think. And if you'd like to learn more about how all of us in the work of global justice can join together in mass organized boycott and force this corporatocracy to the people's bargaining table to end all this injustice, cruelty, and corruption, and to help save our planet, please visit our website at wakingjustice.org. You can check out our About page and listen to our first podcast. And if you want to get your daily wake-up call delivered each day by email, please fill out the contact form at the top right of the home page. Or you can email us at info@wakingjustice.org. We'd love to hear from you. We're running out of time, y'all. Join us. Peace.
You must be involved in the struggle for freedom and justice.
If it's about love, if it's about justice is waking, justice is rising. Justice is waking, justice is rising. If it's about love, justice is rising. Justice is all over. Justice is waking, justice is rising. Justice is all of us. If it's about love, may every I'm a citizen of the world, and we fight for the rights of everybody to live a truly free life. Red or yellow, black or white, left or right, gay or straight, human or animal, all life. Cause what matters is what is in common. If you know it, stand tall and keep dropping the knowledge.
Justice is waking, justice is rising, and it ain't just us, it's all of us.
If it's about love.